This whole gardening thing isn't all that easy. Things have died. Welcome back. The last time you saw the beds, they were empty, but look at them now and look at this. A lot of hard work went into this and a lot of help from Toni. So keep watching to see the steps along the way. I think it'll help you with your garden. How do I decide where to put it? How to put things?
Great question. Well, I like beauty as much as I like harvest. I think it would be really pretty to have a trellis here and a trellis here. And put a tomato plant so you'll have height in both corners.
Oh, wow.
And then you can plant in between all the way around. That's what I would do.
I wasn't even thinking of the aesthetic of it. You're like...
I can't help it.
So if I was going to do like beets, but not the fiasco I did last year.
I might plant the beets across the back because they like a little less direct sun all day long.
Okay.
A little bit cooler, and you've got a little shade here. So they're going to be really happy with a little sun and then a little shade. Okay. And then you can fill in beans and peppers and whatever else you'd like to grow, we can fill in.
Okay.
And beans will fix nitrogen back into the soil. They replace nutrients rather than removing them. So I like to tuck bean plants all around other things because I know they're going to be feeding them a little bit.
Okay.
Leafy greens, spinach, lettuce for salads.
Well, peas, yes.
I brought some beautiful pea seeds for you today.
Nice.
Yeah. They will grow and produce like the string beans over the course of a few weeks until they expire, and they don't love the heat. So the heat of summer will kill them.
Okay.
And then we plant again in the end of summer, and so they're really happy in the fall when weather gets cool.
Okay, so should I not plant them now?
You can. Like I've got a bag of them, and why not? I have some to spare, so stick them in the ground. We'll see what happens.
Okay. Wow.
So I'm just gonna set them on top of the...
And you're doing it close to the edge.
Yep, and I'm gonna do it about 2 inches apart.
Okay.
We can go really close. The bigger the seed, the deeper it needs to be planted. And so I'm gonna push these in about to my first knuckle.
I am not using gloves. And apparently I have this resident butterfly now.
Yeah.
So.
And speaking of the butterfly, we want to put some flowers in here.
Okay.
Because you want to attract pollinators to your garden.
Okay.
So what else do you want to plant?
All good info. Tomatoes,
do you want to do a zucchini?
Beets.
Do you want to do a pumpkin, a watermelon?
How would I do a watermelon?
Watermelon's fun. I would stick the watermelon right in the corner.
Yeah.
Let it grow over the side. It won't take up any room in your bed. And when you come out, you'll see this great big watermelon on the ground growing. I did it last year. It was great.
Oh, I have to do that. If you remember, the reason I started this is because my dad grew watermelons in Northeast Philly on that front lawn, and they went like crazy.
Personally, I would do 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just to hedge your bets. Let them spill over. They'll get beautiful leaves, and they'll get green all the way around here. And they'll be a little shaded, which they need on the side. And hopefully you'll get a couple of watermelons out of it.
Oh my, I have to do that. Okay, and here's a problem I had last year. So I think I had maybe 1 string beans, right? It's when we say bean string. Yeah. 1 string beans plant. So when there were string beans on it, I would take them off and I'd have like 10. And that's not enough even for Joe and I at dinner.
Right.
So how do you figure out, like I want to have string beans so that I can take them in and we can have them for dinner?
Yeah. So I normally estimate 4 bean plants per person in your family. And then I also succession plant. So bean plants will grow a certain number of beans and then they'll stop producing and they're done. So I will succession plant. I'll plant 4 for each person in my family, and about 3 weeks later, I'll stick 4 more in the ground in another place in my garden. And so when those are running out of green beans, I've got these coming up behind them.
Okay. 4 plants per person? That's a lot. All right, so that means I would do 8. So that means I would have like 2 rows here.
Yeah, and they'll be very happy right there. 4 rows, or 4 plants in 2 rows there.
Okay.
And then you'll come out and you'll harvest enough for dinner one night.
Yeah.
And maybe a couple nights go by, you're not eating green beans, and then you're eating green beans again.
And because I have them again. Okay.
And probably a few weeks of though they will last.
I felt like I had them a lot.
Yep. And then those will expire. You'll clip them. You'll plant something else there. And you'll stick green beans someplace else in your garden.
Okay. Wow. It's been a few weeks and I am not feeling good about my garden at all.
I don't know why you feel that way. I feel like you're off to a great start here.
Things have died.
Well, that happens sometimes.
Come on. I mean, really, it's only been a few weeks. Like,
how many farmers do you think make it through a whole season without something dying in the field?
I feel like I put it in and it just died.
Part of the process, though.
Wait, is this that Marianne girl? We're out of here. I feel like they died the moment I put them in.
Well, and that does happen for a whole host of reasons. Could have been weak seedlings that you got when you purchased them at the store. Could have been overwater, underwater. Let's focus on the fact that these guys are so happy and healthy. And you lost a couple. You're going to have plenty of green beans here.
Oh, I don't even know. Is that what they were? They were green beans?
Yes, they're green beans.
All right. Good. A good thing I put a lot in.
So look at your peas. They're doing really well too. And we talked about how they were going to need support.
Yes.
But we didn't put it in.
No.
And now it's time.
Okay.
So I'm going to get some nails, a little twine, some scissors, and a hammer. And I'm going to put a little row of nails in here and a row up here. And we'll just attach them with zigzag with the string.
Oh, nice.
It looks pretty. And then they will just happily grow right up that.
Do you believe that this is going in crooked?
You can grab another nail and try again if you want.
Oh my God. All right.
Actually, if that's in there good, leave it. Because that's what I want.
You want what?
I just want it to be strong enough to hold the twine.
Okay. Okay, I'm done.
And I'm gonna start on this guy right here. And then I can just go back and forth like this. All right, so now we're gonna come back here and take our peas and try and guide them. And sometimes in the very beginning, you might need like a little twist ties or something, but what I often do is take the peas and twist them around and reattach them to each other.
Okay.
Perfect, so they will do that on their own, probably from now on, maybe just need a little help from you every once in a while. And so I will leave you to do this section.
Okay.
And I would even go down a little bit further, and I'll tell you why, because we need to talk about what's going on over here.
Okay.
So let's talk about what's going on in here.
Okay.
So you've got a lot of good things happening. This pepper plant looks amazing. Look at all these blossoms.
And the baby pepper.
And pepper, and you got another baby pepper right there.
Wow.
You've got like 20 baby peppers about to happen on this plant, and it looks pretty healthy to me too. So well done.
Yeah, why? Because look at everything else.
Well, everything else doesn't look bad to me at all. It just looks like it needs a little fertilizer.
Oh, okay.
So I use organic fertilizer, and then this year I started using this product, which I really like. It is not a fertilizer. It's a fulvic and humic acid, which is a naturally occurring compound, and what it does is it allows the plants to take up those nutrients in a really efficient way, which there's a lot of science I won't get into about why that doesn't always happen, but this is my little insurance policy. Just started using it this year and I'm really happy with it.
I don't even know how you would use a fertilizer. It's a liquid?
It's a liquid.
And
instructions are on the bottle.
Okay.
And I actually mix it directly with my fertilizer because my fertilizer is also liquid. I put it in the watering can and I water, and then I know they're getting the fertilizer and the plant is having really good uptake of that fertilizer. It's not just sitting in the soil.
Okay, so should I just use that?
No, because this is not fertilizer. This is fertilizer helper.
Okay. And are these things I spray on, I pour on? Because this is what I would do right now. If you left, I would take that bottle, take the cap off, and I would go like this. Is that not a good idea?
No, because it's concentrated. So follow the instructions. It's just a couple tablespoons to a gallon of water.
Okay.
And then I pour it in my garden. What I do sometimes too is I have an empty spray bottle of like glass cleaner that I've cleaned out, and I put the diluted in there, and I can spray it and do, we call that a foliar application. Yeah. And I might spray that on some of these that look like they're needing it right now. They're just looking pale.
Okay, so is this supposed to go on the plant or in the roots?
Can do either.
Ah, okay.
So here's what I want you to do. Do you notice how, look at this green leaf right here. Look how nice and green and happy he is.
Yeah.
They should all look like that.
Yeah.
And they're just pale. They don't look bad. I don't see bug damage. I don't see anything else wrong with them, which I'm really excited about. Yeah. They're just lacking some nutrients. We're gonna fix that right up.
Okay.
Otherwise, I think this all looks really good. Your celery looks healthy there. We need to get some of these weeds out because we don't want them competing for the nutrients. We're gonna maybe clip off some of these leaves here that don't look so good and fertilize, and I think you're gonna be amazed at how this whole area just takes off.
Okay, good. I was also gonna put those flowers back in the corner. Does that work?
Yeah, I think that's great. They'll attract pollinators and they're beautiful. And while we're there, we can move the cucumbers back there because they need to climb, and that way we'll have access to the trellis.
Okay.
So you want to do that?
Yes, let's do that. So this is definitely a work in progress.
It looks beautiful.
It does, because of you. Thank you so much. You have gotten me to this point. I could not have done it without you, but I know I'm going to have food that I'll be able to eat. It's amazing. If you have any questions for Toni, leave them in the comments. And also follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We'll be posting updates on what's happening here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So sorry.
Do you think this is the worst thing that's going to be on my clothes today? Okay. You're wrong.